What is going on, everybody? It's been a while, hasn't it? I just wanted to run through some of the projects we've got going on right now and just let everybody know what's being worked on and what isn't, and where we've got with everything. So this little update, Bill Gates here, the 86 Pontiac Grand Prix. A lot of people have seen it out and about. It's actually getting some time at the track now, just trying to figure out what this thing's capable of with this blower on it, on a factory 5.3 engine. So real quick rundown for those of you who haven't seen it. This is a LT1 throttle body on top of or next to a M122 Eaton supercharger from a 2010-2011 Shelby GT500, on top of a Tick Performance intercooler, which I don't have plumbed up right now, so it's not doing anything but space the blower up, I guess. I've got the stuff to plumb it. I just have not had time to do it. So let's see. All right, all that on top of a Holley high ram, on top of a factory set of cylinder heads with pack 12, I can't remember if they're 1218 or 1219 spring. I don't remember now. And then with the factory bottom end, which the rings I gapped, I think that was it. Yeah. So all controlled with a Holley Terminator X, which so far I love it. I'm struggling with the cold start stuff, but as far as actually going down the road, it's awesome. As far as cruising and wide open throttle pulls and all that. I'm having problems with my trans brake wiring, and I think I need to look into that some more. I think it just needs to be wired to a relay. Everything on this car needs to be rewired. See this mess? Well, I was originally going to take the dash out of this car and then wire everything up underneath the dash, but there again, haven't got to it. So I went to the track a few weeks ago, and let's see, it ran. I don't remember what it ran the first pass. It doesn't matter. It shredded the belt. This belt is like 81 inches, 82 inches long. I can't remember. So it still had, at that time, it still had a factory Silverado belt tensioner on it. And when you rev the car up, you could watch it just pull the tensioner, it just pulled over and loosen the belt up. Well, that's no good, right? So the next pass, let's see, the first pass it shredded the belt. Yeah. So my brother runs to town real fast in between rounds and gets a belt for me. And meanwhile, since this is still all the same factory accessory drives from a Silverado, I robbed the belt off of my daily driver to put on here, just minus the blower, so I could go ahead and make another test pass, right? Well, before that pass ever come around, my brother was already back with another belt. So then the second pass, the car goes out and runs a 712. Yep, the mile an hour I think is slow. This is the left lane. Yeah, 125 at 96, call it 97 mile an hour, right? So 1558, 60 foot. I really think the mile an hour is lacking. I think the thing's blaying over because the timing just isn't there. So, anyways, the new belt, the first elimination round, I lost. I lost, but the belt was okay. What was the class I was in had an index of a 730. So I thought I was going to be like right there. because when I was on gas, this thing ran a 750. So I thought, well, I'll run E85. It should pick up a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to pick up, you know, as much as it did, 4/10 or whatever. So, same way as I lost the first round because the very first round of eliminations, I was trying to pick a spot on the wall and try to stand on the brakes or let out of the throttle. Well, the other guy had already been testing, and he was better than me at that. He was doing the same thing, and he beat me. And so anyways, I buy back in because why not? You know, it was a $5,000 payout on this race. So, and there's only 30-something cars. So why not buy back? So I buy back in. Second round, I end up with a buy, and I picked a spot on the wall and let out of it and ran a 750. So okay, I let out way too soon. And then the third round, we noticed after the second round the new belt was shredding itself again, but I just thought, well, hopefully it'll just make it. So then the third round, it didn't make it. It shredded itself real bad, and that was about half track, and I watched the other guy just keep on driving by. The car ran fine, but the other guy just drove off, and he ran right at a 731 or something like that. So I just noticed this morning, as I'm looking at this trash, last week I put a manual belt tensioner on it, and it's from ICT, and it looks good, it works good. However, I still obviously have an alignment problem because I just noticed this morning that it has come over a couple ribs on that pulley. And I noticed trying to pull it off of this one. So I have an alignment problem somewhere, and I'm not really sure. I don't know if did the belt stretch? You know, and I need to tighten it up some more, and maybe that's what's allowing it to come over. Because it really is only coming off at like really high RPM. And whenever I went to a car show last weekend, and I was bringing it back, well, I was on it pretty hard and didn't shred the belt, but obviously wasn't doing it any good. So I'm going to stick this back on. I'm going to tighten the belt up again because this was a brand new belt. You know how belts stretch. So I'll move this back over and tighten it up some more. Maybe that'll take care of it. I'm not counting on it. I think I've got a problem here where maybe I need to add another, well, I know I need to add another pulley, like somewhere in here, because right in here you can watch it, or you can watch both sides move around while it's running. It's not horrible, but you can tell it needs something to help keep tension on it there. So I'm gonna make I don't know, like a clamp piece of aluminum here. It comes down and it has a pulley on it to hold this. Either that, or maybe I don't know what I need to do. Can't tell. Alright, anyhow, the rest of the car, turbo 400, trans brake, reverse manual valve body. It's an FTI level 4 transmission. Rear end is a 4.9-inch from Quick Performance. It has a 456 rear gear with a spool. I'm running Mickey Thompson drag radials. They're actually, I couldn't get a very big drag radial on this deal. I don't remember what size it is. 255/60 R15. Man, these things are working great. This car does not slip. So yeah, so here's the new deal. I got another race coming up here pretty soon, and I know I'm not going to get the intercooler plumbed up, so I'm going to put nitrous on it and spray like a 50 shot in it to help cool the blower down. And if I want to step it up on the jet side of it later on, I can. So that'll work good. The fan situation is not good. This fan sucks. I need to figure out what fans I can put on this radiator to keep it cool while it's sitting. And maybe I've got the wrong radiator. Maybe I shouldn't have bought the radiator that I've got. I don't know, but I need fans for sure. The radiator originally was sitting way further forward, like way up here. And because of the rules of the streetcar race that I was in, I had to put exhaust on it, and I had to keep the factory core support in it. So I had to move the radiator back, which made my hoses here too long. But when this thing is cruising down the road, it's cruising like 170 something degrees. I mean, it's good when you're going down the road, but you come to an idle, it takes a few minutes, but eventually it will have warmed all the water up through the whole system and starts warming up all together, you know. So, all right, anyhow, enough of this junk. What else are we working on? All right, the Porsche 944. It's a 1984 with a 4-cylinder, yeah, 5-speed. And I don't know a lot about these cars. I'm struggling with it. This thing is whipping me. I have watch a mouse run around here. I need to get a cat down here because the mice down are taking over. So anyhow, I have put a new DME relay in it, new reference sensors, and then I took them out, and I'm gonna re-gap the thing again, put them back in, try it again. I just got another computer from another car that supposedly works. I'm gonna try it. The whole problem here is I can't get spark. The fuel pump is also not working, but right now I just cannot get spark. So, and I know those two are tied together by the relay and the computer. But I don't know, I'm running out of ideas. All the vacuum lines on this thing are junk. They're all going to need to be replaced. I'm thinking about making it a little bit more modern and put all the vacuum lines on a vacuum manifold on the firewall and see if I can make it work that way. I cannot believe the mice running around here. This is getting crazy. I don't know if you can. Look at this. Where you at, you little? Where'd you go? There's two of them running around here wrestling with each other, making all sorts of racket. All right. Anyhow, yeah, Porsche 944. Inside of a building that is just full of my junk that I have not been able to sort out. I'm just trying to get stuff finished up. The interior in this car is really nice. I don't know. I hope it runs right and everything. But what do you do? This is an old truck that I put a 5.3 in earlier this year. Got a fuel pressure issue. Haven't taken the time to figure it out either. I put a new pump in it, and then it got even worse. So I found a fuel line on it that was junk, and I'm gonna replace the fuel line, and hopefully that takes care of it. Either that or I'm gonna have to drop the fuel tank again. But I don't know. I don't have time to mess with it. But when I do, I'll show you all what I did to put a 5.3 in an old 89 I think it is Chevy truck. So and I did it just the cheapest way possible, so you might like that video whenever I eventually get to it. So my brother's truck, the 74 GMC, it's got a 4.8 for now. He is building a 427 dart block engine for next year to fit in this old 74 GMC, and it's gonna be wild. But September 25th we're going to be at the track for some memorial race there, and it's just gonna be like call outs and grudge racing stuff. we really want to get that truck to run the sevens, a 7.9. I don't care if it's a 7.99, as long as it's a 7, we'll be really happy. This car here, when I ran that 712, it was really the slowest I can get the car without letting out of it, you know. So I'm running real conservative timing. I'm running like 10 degrees of timing in this thing. And I'm going to up it to I don't know, I may add 6 degrees of timing in it after 4,500 RPM and see what that does. And I think maybe putting the 50 shot of nitrous on it will get me. My goal is, with this thing right now, faster than a 675. Reason being is Evan, the guy that owns the black Camaro with the LT1 that we raced a long time ago, he ran a 675 in an LT1 car. So, so there's no other reason other than that to run a 674 and faster. So, gosh dang, we got so much. I could talk for days about everything going on, but I'd rather get to work and try to get some of these things finished up. But for now, let's see. I need to make a video explaining blower adapter plate setup, because I've had so many people ask me about that. I think if I could produce them, people would buy them, but I'm just having a heck of a time figuring out a way to make it to where it's affordable, and then people still go out and buy the blower and buy the Holley intake, and you know, it's just one thing after another. It turns into a big expensive kit, whereas I don't have a lot in it because everything I bought was used. But if I sit there and added it all up on paper, I bet it is expensive. So I don't know. I think if I made them, I don't know that anybody would buy them, especially after they started pricing the rest of the parts. But anyhow, all right. I'll talk to you later.